Well, guys, look what time it is. It's 2 o'clock, which means it's time for the 2 p.m. Sales Espresso Shot. I hope everyone's doing well. Welcome to today's segment. For those of you that are new to this, the 2 p.m. Sales Espresso Shot is a 15-minute or less sales tidbit that you can hopefully take with you to help better your day. So right when you sign off, maybe you can start implementing it then. All right. If this is your first time, please reach out to me, connect, let me know how you liked it, if there's any topics you want to hear, that kind of thing. But today we've got the P in positivity. We're going to talk about P today. P for positivity and outpace. And some of you may be familiar with what outpace is, others probably aren't. So, just FYI, outpace is an acronym for a set of 7 critical sales skills. It's an acronym and a training method that I developed, and it stands for organization, understanding, time management, positivity. That's today. Active listening, controlling your emotions, and educating yourself. All right. So the acronym. I do this talk all the time. It's 7 great skills. If you like this very small nugget of the positivity segment, let me know. Be glad to share more of it with you. Okay. So let's go ahead and jump right into it because, as we all know, time is of the essence. All right. So the P is for positivity. So. Oh yeah, by the way, that's me. Yeah, the guy in the picture. I'm that guy. If I'm not connected with you, scan that QR code. All right. Reach out to me on social media, connect there. Love to hear from you. And as most of y'all figured out by now, if you registered for this particular Sales Espresso shot, it does register you for the entire series. So, all right, guys, diving right in. Positivity. What in the world is positivity? Well, let's define it. It is a state of mind that envisions and expects favorable results. Now, I want y'all to note that nowhere in that definition does it say a state of mind that thinks everything's going to be great or everything's going to be all sunshine and roses, right? That is not what that means. A state of mind that envisions and expects favorable results. All right. What positivity is not, because it's also equally important to know what it isn't. All right. It is not naivete or what I call kind of the Pollyanna syndrome, where you're looking around like, oh, la di da, everything's great. Ho, ho, ho. All right. It's not wearing a perma smile all the time. It's not acting like everything's great every second of the day. All right. And it's also definitely not ignoring your negative emotions, thinking that they're wrong or that you should hide them. Okay. Negative emotions are normal. We are people. Okay. So understand that positivity, especially in terms of this, is none of these things. We all know folks that wear a perma smile. They either irritate us or we don't trust them. Or frankly, we think they're kind of crazy, right? There's a reason for that because that's not the way it's supposed to be. It's not wearing a perma smile. It's not thinking that again, life is sunshine and rainbows. But again, most importantly, it is not ignoring those negative emotions. All right, in sales and what we do day in and day out, whether you're on the call as an originator, a realtor, banker, it doesn't matter. Where positivity comes into play is that it helps us envision and expect favorable results. So, in other words, it shifts us from a have to deal with this to I get to deal with this because something we can extrapolate something good from it, right? This also helps us shift our mindset from I have to do XYZ task to I get to do XYZ task. And I think this is especially important in the mortgage and real estate segment because a lot of our processes and things that build up to that ultimate closing, uh, you know, can be very laborious, right? And sometimes they can be not the easiest thing in the world. But we have to remember that we get to help people on their path to home ownership, generational wealth, getting their kids through college, saving money every month by paying off debt. We get to do that every day. All the other stuff, excuse me, is just minutia that gets in our way. All right. So again, let's know this is not ignoring bad things. It's going to simply say, hey, we can take the bad, we can acknowledge it and move on. All right. Always think about what we get to do every single day. Like I just mentioned, what we do is really cool. It's really cool. And my friend Mark Hunter really said it best. All right. He said that sales is the opportunity to help others see and achieve what they didn't think was possible. Okay. People come to us with a problem that needs solving, with some sort of issue that we can that we can resolve, that we can take care of, that we can make better. Whether it's any of the reasons I mentioned before, something completely unrelated, we have the opportunity not just to work on that transaction, right? But to help them towards their why, help them achieve their why. Why are they coming to see you? It's not just to get a house or buy a house or refinance. No, there is a larger thing. We got to remember that. We got to remember that. And that helps us trudge through some of the things that may be negative. If something bad happens in the process, we keep that bigger goal in mind, right? That's going to help us push through. So, our beliefs lead to our thoughts, which then come out as words, right? And or actions. We do that a lot. It starts to develop good habits, which can reflect and create our values, which push us towards achieving goals. Now, before I move on, I actually want to back up a second, okay? I know I've beaten this a little bit to death, but this is the big takeaway from this. Ignoring negative emotions or thinking they're wrong. Okay. When something bad happens or something that we deem as bad, right? That does not mean just to get over it or, yeah, well, you just got to get over that and deal with it. Well, that's not that simple. It's okay to get angry. It's okay to get annoyed. It's okay to get frustrated. It's okay to acknowledge that, work through it, take whatever time that you need to get through it, and then again say, okay, I've gotten a handle on it. I've got this bigger picture. We've worked through those emotions. And I think we've all either are in or have been in a workplace or a relationship or situation where you're expected basically to put on a fake air all the time, right? And that's not right. It's not healthy, and unfortunately, that also creates toxicity in the workplace. It's okay to get angry, but what we can't do is harp on it, right? That's when it starts holding us back. We can recognize it, acknowledge it, work through it, and then move past it because we do have that big goal. We got to keep our eye on the prize. Okay. So again, starts with our beliefs, work through everything, works to achieving our goals. Now, positivity, it also empowers us. It's also contagious. If we see other people acting like this and working through these things, um, it is contagious. People will start kind of, it's like a virus. It's the positivity virus, right? It starts spreading and spreading and spreading. And before long, if we all start working on this, then imagine what we could all do together to work towards the betterment of what we do. How many more people could you help by increasing or improving your positivity? And I want to put it to you this way. We live in a world that is highly commoditized. Okay. Whether it's real estate, whether it's mortgage, whether it's banking, I don't care who you are, what you sell. That's on this call today. We live in a world that is trying to commoditize us. Okay. So let's just put two identical things next to each other, just for the sake of argument. Let's say mortgages. Literally every single number in a mortgage, closing costs, rate, everything, you put them next to it, they're identical. Two different companies. You can even blindfold them so the customer doesn't know, can't bring any prior baggage to it. And they've got two loan officers who are by and large the same way with one difference. With one difference in that the other person is that one is kind of Debbie Downer, lets that frustration come through and affect how they go about everything. They act like that something is going to be the end of the world when it's really not. Um, More times than not, it won't kill a deal, right? But then you've got the other person who says, hey, you know what? Yeah, this sucks. This happened. We've got to work through it. But you know what? Here's what we're going to do. And this is how we're going to keep us going on track to get to where we need to be, right? If you had a choice between person one or person two, everything else was the same, who's not going to go with person two, right? We don't want to work with Debbie Downer all the time. We don't want to work with somebody who treats every small challenge, hurdle, inconvenience, issue like it's going to be the end of the world. Now, these are extreme examples, right? But it can truly affect the way that your pipeline grows because people pick up on it. Like I mentioned a second ago, it's contagious. All right. So I want y'all to take this. I want you to think about it and say, okay, I may or may not be a super positive person. If I'm not, maybe I need to go back and think about the why a little bit more, and that'll help. Now, like I mentioned before, uh, there are some other ways also to develop a positive attitude. Number one, stop a negative self-talk. Stop saying that you're the worst thing, that everything's gonna be the end of the world. Another sales trainer out there, his name's Brandon Bornanson. An idea out there called constructive paranoia that is exactly what I just told you. Okay. I know that if I don't put forward my best self, and a self that envisions getting done what I can get done and who I can help, someone else is going to step in and do it. Okay. There's also not a magic pill for success. So if you want a positive attitude, it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take practice. It's going to take work. If you recognize that, yeah, I think I see things fairly positively, but it's not where you want to be. It's just going to take practice and work like everything else. All right. And number four is a big one. Discard your excuses. All right. Accept that life owes you nothing so that can help us let go of resentment, bitterness, dislike, that kind of thing. And essentially get over ourselves, right? So we got to accept that life owes us nothing. And similar to what I mentioned a minute ago, focus on the solution rather than the problems that have come up. Okay. Or likewise, focus on the goal rather than the hurdles. Okay. Those are going to be your six biggest ways to develop a positive attitude. Now, none of these on here are easy, they all take work. And so try and see which one you struggle with and identify it and start working through that one particular method, and I guarantee you will see it affect the way that you approach your job, you approach your customers, you approach your friends and family. It'll make a huge, huge difference. All right, guys, thank you so much for being on today. I really appreciate it. Like I mentioned, this is a very small portion of the positivity segment of a very large workshop that I do called Outpace. If you or anybody that you work with would like to learn more about Outpace and kind of how it can affect your job and increase your sales and your business, please let me know. I'll be more than happy to talk to you about it. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next week. Thanks.